pilong every reclaim masil Palau President of Senate Alphonse Paules marugul senators Speaker Kanay marugul delegates governors leitors tugubet sar other Palau ngarang ayangan morhot charigi madrigan na ektra blue berala alsils trigal maluil total mora Chief Justice ngiray galaw marugul justices maluil total mora arbek ladro mugedra al total malde ku terte alle gotrule ek golgamara Ministry of Justice maldiriga lesois be edriga tele galora asule adro albira sen kyortir mugedra mera sulil miskin metsate al ma selorore egora imol rose within the cabinet magi malo spending egora make sure agi balanced. Of course, ang artia Minister Obiang, Minister Tutul, Minister Aitaro, Advisor Jenkins, Abtera Minister Victoria, Director Environment Ilima. Egida Drigal Malangat Tangatel Tutao, al join Egida First Lady, ma Drigal. So kan utialte alle recognize congratulate President Oceania National Olympic Committee, none other than Secretary General PNOC el baklait tamangil mang umaral wase tiang amal klol tangak kalmera blur belam ileng kablang wa belam ngul motno clear bab. So thank you and congratulations. I think that's it's a degadim bredil el mlamortel dural que first el Palau el mlamortel dural. So berengar isel executive order egi makmos modira aurul indik berengar asur athletes marogul mle me support ra tel executive order bodasani drigal sogal recognize ra adara embassy shabal ma Ajaigal dirigalo mungedra al tutao. Maluil total mora adra media. Akmunira sing ngaria bebira activities real tomlo de alsi ilme di sulange Mr. Soladao ma Miss Sungyamal no sil joiner gide trigal bebila ngaria workshop blo attenderim. We understand. Di southern ma gotro amul first ngara agenda gid ulet tabtogar msegadar al tiang aradra athletes ame supportra sel tobacco coalition
Coalition for tobacco free
Palau a coalition for tobacco free Palau tigire kan mudangalileng a chairman but okay the gidam bengelo se sel bekaragara I take the time May 31st and World Tobacco Day. World No Tobacco Day. So, and it's in my notes. I'm sure I'm artiang di amal abayir lo to class na. Nervous fail first leading artiang maktribel mlaangar. The kita ambil say May 31st the World No Tobacco Day. Le moktega olgis hindi olgis. Omaklat kararat ara atel malela uspela tokol el merak lang arigit. May gerrogul niya agira del tmagal matmok el mga sadal auspel. Mang tiang milgat mo kora 1987 mle establishing WHO el mral ngablu la drogil mo amauti alnia dodangalil el malmal amaksera arbatogal af يدير النصير على آدم تمضينا سن تيال trigal هذا لور ترايجا كلالو تيرا ملاسم الموسو سيورا رانغلاجيد especially الموسبي ايغال لوجيا whether in television متنغرا تي في الملامة all those different forms من كلو تطريل المسيسي اوريور المروب مالو بلو الغباي جيجيد اللي جيجيد أغوي تطرير مجيغري الآد المسمرية رجال تقول كده مدين سل مجيغري ماموري مال مرين لو ستوبرين كده ديم دين لو سلا غوت كلود بروبلم كده أدر بلا أمني أبو من أخبار أقوام this weekend ده نرى إمورا ماس لوجي روسي president قديم صادر إغنامي نرى ستاروس راهل درابلور بلا أم قسين well كده مليسير hospital مليسير أوسيس أقلن ديسل ديقال سيغر ولي أسكات ستيبل يارا غريو موديق مرتو أيجل مكتر الجل يسي كده سيغر أليد الروغوي so كده مدينة سي according to the cancer registry 59% رغسينوما are tobacco related مدينة سي تغور رغسينوما بلا ديمران مقلوب in fact, this budget this year, تضرب 3.6 million مرة بس البلارة بلورا هاواي. So instead of increase the number of patients, more غرول. And that's good. But what we need to be doing is preventing them so they don't go to that stage. That's why العلسيلسا كلوتو تريل السنة تيال الاكزيكيوتيف اوردر ملاسم المصادر او السبيل para la presidenta PNOC ngartia el support len kami our role model they look up to you kami our role model arbigi grela da giri lo mas to be healthy and to be good athletes you need to be tobacco free so ang namo ina falda da kam halak mate al sa first lady got chairman said coalition I'm not clear. Tobacco free Palau. No tobacco. Bol iwi tial executive order we are signing. No may galo gedi.
Diak pogo mangta alta do legel bogul goya actually abay ngartale proclamation and bom sign niya presidente al-Silsa mo subes aktiyo malgorin aktimo ibringit to karbelan tabo dolyuida nasa bay bogulyuida pay mo oridi o wida agay bay mal
mo to ramrigen
aktimo mo ibringit to ramrigen okay mal again mal sawla ang kayo dali baklay ma adrapian o singartiang athletes el mle for their partnership ma supporter tira gilel tiang okay matiang muin presidential proclamation presidential proclamation number 25-399 declaring May 31 as World No Tobacco Day for the Republic of Palau. Whereas tobacco use is a major preventable risk factor for NCDs, which are increasingly an obstacle to development and threaten the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, in 2030. And whereas the tobacco industry aims to protect its profits and continued sale of its products through various schemes, including lobbying policymakers, discrediting scientific research, fabricating support through front groups, and utilizing corporate social responsibility activities to create a positive public image to deflect attention away from its harmful products and practices. And whereas the tobacco and nicotine industries continue to adapt their strategies to attract and retain consumers by making their harmful products enticing, particularly to young people. And whereas common tobacco and e-cigarette industry tactics that include flavoring and additives, targeted marketing, and deceptive product design not only encourage the initiation of use, but also complicate quitting, increasing the risk of addiction and long-term health consequences. And whereas e-cigarettes may cause irreversible lung injury and cancer, and have negative acute effects on brain development and cardiovascular health, including heart rate and blood pressure. And whereas e-cigarettes and any product or components of an electronic delivery system, such as refill liquids, cartridges, capsules, etc., are strictly prohibited to all persons in Palau. And whereas Palau is honored to be hosting 2025 Pacific Mini Games, and whereas the tobacco industry is known to target sports events for promoting and advertising their products, and whereas the Pacific Mini Games, without tobacco, e-cigarettes, and industry influence, will eliminate the mixed messages that communities often receive through their advertising and sponsorship, alluding to its connection to sports. And whereas the Pacific Mini Games, without tobacco, e-cigarettes, and industry influence, will help create environments supportive of positive social norms for healthy behaviors. And whereas the Pacific Mini Games provide an opportunity to promote a message that the health of all of those involved in sports, whether as athletes, spectators, officials, administrators, and volunteers, is paramount. And whereas May 31st of each year has been established by the World Health Organization as World No Tobacco Day, and public health champions from across the globe will come together to raise awareness about the harmful tactics of the tobacco industry. Elang.
Nakal President of the Republic of Palau, Logiwa Angara Angara Utamela l'ultura o dasso a sengia del masabakla ra heldra other belau amo tercliela el almel May 31st almo o sils World No Tobacco Day in Palau and sils ra walo rob atgora adgora al sira blur belau mangaler ra rebek laad mabol lo mesel tialnia wal dair gid lo hace kademlisi ra a rejection ra tobacco and e-cigarette industry influence wa do Robert sel telera igal kumbali mashoba el tira amet muwe ospe walor traiga lo trullir seguid el sils modo ورول يقول activity المليسي يرسل المروب معلومين دريغل المليسي او سل المودير دوسبي ايغال دغول مانيديل كلالو ليانغاري نيكوتين را السل من ويسه غوليترا other Coalition for Tobacco Free Palau, mar other Olympic Committee, bel join regi da tanga siasi. Exciting. Exciting. Malungil tuta elector Moses ega executive director o executive board member. Sulalo pubintri tiga athletes ro gulme. 27, huh? Oi. One group photo. Malung ilapili mo comment. Okay.
Yes.
27.
Yes, sir. 27.
Okay. Okay.
Just trying very hard.
He's tall, so you can get in front of him.
Okay.
Everybody?
Okay, sign. Done. Okay. Ma'am Sula. Okay. You wanna go? Okay. Solar cell na witness tial signing gidam dima se tial mral mail mini game se tial coalition ra tobacco free Palau ma apino siam not mage eurol girela make sure these are tobacco free games mang dilungilek matial sa president ra secretary general ra gidra apino sir belau ma of course president ra PNOC mendu sese ya da bla tiral tal solo lu krosaula se e gida direl mal no se adro olvila mal matmokra budget ma
Thank you.
I think this afternoon the passing second reading at other house we want to reassure the athletes wa se adra olvila direl obes but anyway
Sulang President malungil total mar beklad ma minister sa rogoy mal marang udang artial wengela First Lady mo witness artial mal kloluriol girela umat maklela helder gida other belau aktimira nga sular beklad direct kaldio wengela President National Olympic Committee Frankie Otam na dal sa wengela nguk ngara ang obligation ngira PPUC ikmal di merang sular other role on behalf of the athletes wasay gagi delurior dongot mokal gira athletes bela malungi larmo dele gagi dele ako tulo ula First Lady makatakatal ng telurior even before wang gagi dele late Dr. Otto so gayam le famous al direct bangela First Lady even mga ka-direct result ra really no de ulam ma de nge malam occasion ni but hindi ako nge so mini Pacific Games Lobangela chairman Talay amin no dura rogul marredra igal team el medal na mga 1,700 Luan sa bela wakot bela amkul la dolam adgol madus ngaralla rangidil public facilities. It's in the law. Lam adgol of course nga challenge strigit talo mga maumali marom. May gigi da gira del continual advocate talo bangela talo bisra wa First Lady malisi irsel ngia tarat to klol to koy el mingit uta klisi ela athlete cardiovascular for athletes at sumasal dolam adako la performance gida adekal sa el mutaw tama klise ela ada adekal sa el mutaw teling affect ra health ringira al sela badingel ma al sela udaswel ang yeru enti include ra gilu ay sertilo asema vaping mal lungilarungu da bela adim le mare adal gut maklisel la al rawlela la direk al first lady mo bisa president ma adol bil ndi am beto kay gal belu adir ka lawa vaping so agim law ay sertila sa mukul ndi kal silo la vaping al merbela let ka kom mutaw trala e moringi a penalty moringi even ola ba dol al memum kul girel di open al di private al amlelaan so malungila ng mam law ay sige molmutra o malimaro may gidam din na sa igal balu almeng nga igel guk tetelir mas yugang artir makulo ay sala se even mawo o malimal kava mang mukul di kal gira dal ala way gigidal nga al sela igal drang eklela school leng mukul so anything al gora enhance la performance bal uban to malisel ngiak sila atleta makul al sila games village may gal al sila klokol may gal school makul igal dorura al sila ma imal di nga sulira obisa president ma first lady ma obisa coalition na fita bago Palau rawreli ring kidaro ko gira dal mo bulis para athlete sa silngan nga adam lam adko lam talachi metamal ditil ma se mukul dal gira malam adko ratyang to ase magi mo ko mo sige dal bel ngela rail nga al sela islander sige dal that's the only space le di public space so ako lingit trabek la ase kada mo bulis leng diral sa amal di athletes ya kut maklit yan even ma second hand na smoke ang mal makital mo ra adal kidam la mo nga evidence based lo se makital mo ba yan makti nga sular beklat imal nga sular me president ma leaders ma ministers el evangela chairman tale ma Frankie Otama rogol athletes mal nga sulir igal rogol investment ra facilities improvement, marogul preparation or bela. Elal silseng made ela 32 days. Ega da welcome ra team ra 23 belura tayheyo. Team ra nga sular beklado la se kada mo start el gora celebrate prepare gidel welcome ra okay gar gidel may di seleme kada kay nga se el gira la klisi ela urele der bela le te dire klomes bela mal amat bela ra akla sel bela mal clean arada malungila reng dir selemer okya gartir mal madal tmuil mar ad so dal keeper say gi dal lungil hospitality gi da other belao but at the same time ingira dal mo frankal mo beeslo ay sa tilo say gi da kuk mugul la dorura al sel bela leng ngarnyal udar other belao ma paldi men nga surebek at congratulations first lady mi gi da rogoy mla proclaimer ti al sils yak madin lo aset mo ay sa sengarnya President's Day Ramandel nga niya halidel nga niya walk on our team mga team Palau marbek ada mo join el promoter tiagi del base kada maintain fita bako pala elal maral mil games musulang
sulang first lady kamu ay segal activity mo
oy isulang President Raonay, Secretary General, it really means a lot President Romirtiang. Lo titele partnership pergi, ma collaboration pergi ligirel tobacco free sports, e-cigarettes. Ela oy mang Monday, el President's Day. May 31 is the World No Tobacco Day. But we're going to do our annual walk run. Sige del World No Tobacco Day and President's Day ra Monday, June 2. El mo o batyagi del teamergi del ra el arra it was empowered to reject tobacco, e-cigarettes, and industry influence. So on Monday ra June 2 en mora Armul Park registration na omu ra Fodori ya omaraela start ra 5:30 a.m. Ayita tutaw tirigel el kotel 300 el adel register the first 300 to register la damra lomgok la mo maya a t-shirt certit Ay gagi di assign, so dagi takal ko sa kami finish ra race sa mga t-shirt ra kabay may register according sa mga t-shirt ra direct nga ni sele gigoram na mo olol da karingi sele special elementary school participation contest. Imas tigal elementary school sa taalil ko kora fundraise mang ngultuy ray desi rangal gra school el me attenda en tigal ko tel botok rangal gra school el me tigegi da sabil winner $500 el gift certificate el gibom giving ya sing. Okay. So, there's two categories. Either ang percentage ra enrollment ra school. Sige daw mo las email mo. Maloob ang gusto ko kay the number of students enrollment ra school. So there's two chances or two prizes. Prizes for two categories. Okay. So again, our theme, empowered to reject tobacco, e-cigarettes, and industry influence. It says, was drawn from the theme the Pacific mini games. It was empowering unity. So if I can just take a couple of minutes, logo. So the Pacific mini games, the charge is empowering unity. For this year, for the World No Tobacco Day theme, empowered to reject tobacco, e-cigarettes, and industry influence. Kung Mr. Tiang ko rati kyulgim, siyagi momda suraygang, siya kanam mungil ko hotel tele dahil kita, agim lo tatol gim subi asa tungul belawat telegim awal hotel aklisi strength din korsello putka gim ng tiarolel sa edel el open ring sige del gora wasay ma dadatsa hotel land and people and then we have the blue ma gele gora lo ulla atolla ge de bela daw ba ling kadam na kidal adra Pacific na mutmagal ngartel movement ya ngigla masuga unity kamna mo oba tal namotanga klaw matanirgid ma klaw marargid el gire like gid el klalo ma tobacco industry. And then sel liga nga kira ading nara shark fin bakalala ading lolo hotel sa courage ang kira dal mo bigew ma aldal tiang wase ma aldal tiang wase kada kadam sisi el mo olt ngakla awat ko lama e-cigarettes ma omyetigay kira tobacco industry sel gidel makal al blue al mak tihul meri say ko man sulang again sulang our partners are kamam PNOC ma organizing committee ma ngal ka school direct mal almlay ay nga kapala school ngartia our partners el direct kara Ministry of Health el direct almlay material athletes el direct iloy tatemira aurore maldime ngartial de ultra support. Thank you Presidenta and everybody. Ma June 2 the lutebo kay siwek oy. Sula.
The last President Tamangil. Ayim last Shaval, Amdal Shaval, Taiwan. So one thing we observed, Taiwan also bans e-cigarettes. But we were also imnarsem no sil mestrial team Palau ra baseball. Kaya no amamu 2 months el practice. Tapos yung malungi lakal lang. But they look good and they're ready to
Yeah.
come back. And amal ko sabi arse hindi. The man lat kertir. They say tiga role athletes are really working hard. The man maklat kerada olbi lo asem lang aliu.
Yes.
Lang san meo the lot of detail budget. Tamal sorry lo sebe kan dia class, but hopefully they'll get it on the second reading today. But preparations, we've made a lot of investments. And most importantly, the maraming mga solar athletes sila temir, dedication or til mortel til maraming games. Diri kan mga solar sir commitment til wase kadol knak laigal yam kite bay mingit utergid and stay healthy and be prepared for the game. So sula, de wala morale kasi tawrira. Ikaw mo continue le tigal adra media sir ng artel muswel.
Sulang President.
Sula. Ilang ngariya ang irul bodasani ilal tutaw. Executive Order number 493. Wera buksan rin yung kadisokal mo welcome Dr. Tamagi Yoshida. First Secretary.
Yes, she.
Sheila. Where is she? Oh. Where is she? So there she is. I said, that looks like Ishii-san.
Yes. I'm a
Okay.
JICA expert.
Welcome. Good morning, Dr. Tamagi. And from representing the Embassy of Japan, of course, Mr. Aoki, representing JICA. And then also a JICA volunteer, helping us with the savings bond, and also managing this new office, Mr. Ishii. So today we're going to sign Executive Order 493, which creates a specialized office overseeing public debt issuance and management and managing government investment strategies. Tial executive order elal tutaw awal bol bagat pi sel office niya momesa ayel issuance ra ablals ulung sedro seng bond madirigal mo manage masa se maigal investment trigida mangarang tiang dodingel wase blura siabal akta angel Dr. Yoshino amil selul dasul ase kadamo mrura Palau savings bond matial executive order awal mukat po isel office niya amomu manager tial lurior ngi mager rogol ukal blal so albangle la blur belaw dire kalma se ma ngari yelu do dem gral invest and make sure that optimize agel lureren just a side note tiang dire kal luri dem sel goal rida say yad mo physically responsible. So physically fiscal responsibility se se plase o itela do da girel ungila tretelel girel make sure en geizar gida sel bakl e of course girel malins diregal tel besel obisa mo urol ngal alsela Ministry of Finance egel mal urela blaktung mo issue debt issuance. So sige the program regidra Palau savings bond amal multo irtiagidel el program. Edire ko lomes egel arangal la blad sige for example ngarigel bebira loan regidra ngarba pa olingil do sikro sa kama udodel ngario olingil MHP of egel ngarba pa olingil mung dire ko uksay ba udodel mera sangale la blur belaw. Idiri kal mo nga sel office report mo ra olbil ma vuelo se ma bilsedan telar elang ya wangara te telel mga mo lawadar arbek la adar belal girel. Malwaise gulitra trigal el partner seguidra bro shabal malme boda sign tel executive order. Insalo ko kumas ka Ministry of Finance, hindi nga Ministry of Finance, hindi nga sign. Okay. Alright. So executive order. Oh, please join us for the picture. Edictulo asetya nga tarawul esen mo sa supplemental budget ngani sa sen debt management software. Imlagi na dalo mo maringi direkal part tra program ADB under cell loan ul bitskide nari parte mo ko state to singil upgrade agi the system sir kami mo help ridra savings band material management tra aplal sir upload belam podaya sa senate ta ul tabdi nga da sir understand rima maybe tell executive order sel mo help model was why it's so important, so hopefully a house al move to reinstate ring kita ok magut makli. So adilungin the 27th day of May, the mo sign RTL executive order number 493. Okay. Come on, thank you for doing it. Tem garat kita. Okay. Giran mo close el pen, Okay. Madam Sulang, thank you. You can be excused and we'll continue. We have a long press conference, so. So, Jennifer, misung yama. Kalau kau di kita update tu apa nani aku agar magi radang. Kami di tempora kotrule mereka sudah ada belau kita menedi pun setiap nomor kal. Sande mlo dia ada attend a press conference kada mlo rablu Taiwan. Di otherwise rase selomrole da wal first lomrole der seradung official el merelal mora blo Taiwan al official state visit. So selwaise kada of course kada mlo mle full military honors. Mamnari atela del uk mu klamas me adan mora adar Taiwan encourage tire e dire al mutum lisir tel del buli gidro mangela blura Taiwan mang hadik pasate ala ministra itaro mal sada igel tablol ma tablol MOU البلاد sign المينستر itaro mal sign دي ما update تريد لي
Amsula Presidente, Jennifer Koma, Brother Gidra, Awakla, Getul MOU blood sign a 1 year blood sign year technical cooperation. The said MOU mo formalize again or will get development sectors, education, health, agriculture, fisheries, mo sibela Taiwan long sir bela ma bela direct mo participate sa in programs. So long yeru nga MOU girela diplomatic training. Deka din pura Ministry of State mga Foreign Affairs, sumarang whole ministries are available, mo participate rin. Mga mo build their capacity na para magiging adra telurior, matama mo doon kung sabi engage na tirar tikal sa leader ay krelo na blulata. Naging naging two major MOUs giblem sana giblor say.
Surang Minister. Why you look no sa meter tigal Team Palau adra yakyu, and we also had an opportunity to meet ang alged ng school. So all congratulations. There's 16 of them graduating this year abroad Taiwan. Marian mala master certir, undergraduate, but 16 graduates, Minister. That's a lot of graduates. Total ng alged ng 57. So we're excited for them, of course, and looking forward to the new graduates from high school that will be joining them next year. They will more replace it and return. Gida amlong, one of the things El bledado igid ma President Larry kasi we need to increase again partnerships and so much just government, but private sector ma in the community. So one of the things that we did, we went down to the Selbelura Taichung, and Norsel Mingdao High School. Sel Mingdao High School, a sister school, Rapala High School. So there'll be students coming this summer in July. They're going to be coming for 3 or 4 days. They'll create a cell exchange, and I think eventually we'll get el more cell school here. The school 6,300 tanang school. And it's elementary through high school. The sel interesting yung mga anak classroom. The school, there's 42 in a class. Yeah. Tel campus aling 6,300 te degal clora Palau High School. Tat mura skura ito clara tutao momrega fara kapsing. Intense, that's intense learning. And but they have a lot of programs. One of them, kasi special advisor, we need to work on that. We need to get a 3D printer, a CMC machine, so that can be creative and do more things. Hindi, sila ba kaduk mas activity lorule and taking it to the next level. The real sales school are also helping their kids in technical skills. So one of the things that we're really impressed with, they have their own bakery and they're teaching the kids how to be chefs. So one of the things that they lururi, tamrula chocolate. Uso ba sa malungin magidim na sekmang. But homemade chocolate, igal macadamia nuts, but they do their own. Lemon flavor, cherry, all different flavors. Tiranan ka school amru lang na senselo sa kartir kasi even though the mandri ka magikalala, they're being taught skills that really can help them create businesses. And I thought that was malungil opportunity that we need to expand ra. Kita wadim sa tata iksang ma iga diri kalgiyadalo sakrar mo chef. So after that, we went to the golf course. Golf course, it's called the Wufen Golf Course. Tiang ngarbe mountain. Same concept. But it's an eco-friendly golf course. It's a certified eco-friendly golf course because they reduce the number of pesticides and all of those things to make it eco-friendly. And I thought that's, ako mas igalu do mara yamal di wa igalu si barki mara di mixed that normally they take care of it, but it's to be eco-friendly because you need to take care of the environment. I guess el mangalore. Dice man no sola minister obianga ay get lawn more tir ay ga ospe ay tiel golf course 5G may ga lawn more ay ga adim sile de ga driver. Golf course and malaman. So that's how they're using technology. To isa sa namong song sa Taiwan. Ako mes tigal golf, tigal caddies adirdil. Tigal chloril tigadi. Tigal na muscle na. Mal some real exercise o golf by caddies. Check golf course, they have a drone or to there. Check golf course as people are working, lawn more wangara, but a problem. So anyway, using technology and being green, I thought that was a great combination. After that, we went to see a private family mansion. The historical site, it was built 200 years ago. In one of the Seltame Asina, a controller Abrura, Taiwan, among Gangian Walbel Hedrar, or Soldara, Sinan Arsemu. It was the Lin family. So they have like a stage, my God, that outside of China, it's the only one that exists. Of course, it's been carried down through the oldest male member of the family for 7 generations, and they've taken care of it since that time. The Wufen Farmers Market. Interesting at the Farmers Market, Minister. The farmers market and actually it starts out Bangarar farmers tira or trigal rogul or turli lorur tel area So they go there, they help them on loans, they find customers for them, and it's basically a cooperative. And help particular farmers and the other farmers, more fishers. So it's a combination. And something I think we can model a blue belal. If we want to go into production, and get help particular tira ang regal to everything from mushrooms and more brandy and more of course at the rice wine, wheat wine, of course bras aklo mo. You know, one of the things that ngara train ngara northern mora southern Taiwan, they're the biggest producers, a lot of different things. I think that the largest producers are like different types of mushrooms. Yeah, the more orchid, 40% of orchid and more shabal are supplied by Taiwan. I think they have 30% market share orchid rablula. So agriculture is a big business and something that we need to encourage after se mnania guardi dinero tirtige ladra tadu mountain foundation tiga trigel ngel minister lin amle gal foreign minister amle mera taichu tia group of businesses el blel gora got together and promote civic activities, but at the same time they direct almost investment and they do different things among triga bebirtir mo tiram la merbela. And so they're looking at opportunities to invest Rablur. And of course, we're encouraging them to come, whether it's in the tourism sector, whether it's in renewable energy. You know, one of the things that we were able to go see, sell E-Tree, sell for a technology and research center at Taiwan, and they come up with new ideas. And Triga part investing in hydrogen, making hydrogen from, of course, chemicals and solar, and they produce hydrogen. Hydrogen na simnos pering lo malura adial lo malura amlay, and they just founded the company. And of course, these are areas that they're looking at simgaral partner ablur velo. Gimlar se minister mutule gali mora maso ase namuso alula a factory na arbela lemna mal to kay Trump tariff ise mrula ulo there's another one that just texted electronic components. So maybe those are the benefits of Trump tariffs. Figure that zero tariffs Sel migral shoba la employer ara de provide export so these people are the other also, and they're doing everything from aquaculture to agriculture to of course golf courses and manufacturing and all kinds of manufacturing. So Norea tela del diregal the next day yadamlo sel caution al moment sel porima a porima modoni sel el dial el blado sadanil el diospea solar ma hydrogen ermurt. Idea was sell sample al mulmer bela lo til mergidra next year when we host PIF. They sell called the swirti galada. That's going to be the Tesla rada. How do you have a zero emission vessel? El transport rather more let's say blilio mga hour ma southwest, but at the same time or rather ma tourist silent boats. So it's at the beginning stage, of course. Other hydrogen are coming out with the technology to fuel the boats. So, of course, they encourage us. We want private sector investment. We want them to come to Palau and see how they can help us develop the right way and in the green way, I think. El Mora Cell Argo Yacht Club. Tirada Argo Mnerbela, Masangel chairman, and see what they're doing. There's, I think, they have 5 different clubs at Ablura, Taiwan. They have a yacht club, they have condos, they have villas, and they're building a banyan tree resort. So they kind of master planned an area. Okay, yung audio masing mga governor order. Mga sulit tigil tirul governor sa masila mong gedel mo. Ano yung mga governor of Lilo, mga governor order. Governor order amal sa tigida amal. Madali awang amalaan mo ay tiyang amal mongil. But you know, you have to dream and you have to find the right partners to help you grow and look at these kinds of options. So it was good to be able to see that. Sa last day mama yung nasa amal mora Tron Energy. Tron Energy amrula electric buses. But also and battery storage systems. Those are the things that they do. Very much needed del merbela. As we increase our number of solar, we have to have more battery storage. One interesting thing that Saudi say, you got battery for the first 7 years. After 7 years, you can put them as battery storage and help solar. Not so much for the bus anymore. Nadra pala mo 100% cell charge and the 70%, but you can still use them. Kung till extended life and mutual continue los pairing. So it was one of the things that I encourage us. Battery storage. Yeah, continue to use the extend the life. And provide a vessel battery and you know keep the buses going. But definitely maybe Minister Putul can share a plan together busing system. I would say Fujian Catholic University. Tia upne partner lo magila wana gumbalir se, and they develop what they call the miraculous scale. So kita mo sa Eldoran mo muwad mo mga tamal lembring kita apart ra girin merunia nurse mar toktang girin mala waiter gitu sing mga waiter adjust akal atera waiter. Sometimes yung meringin omora nga waiter adal tial scale girin mod oringi betianga scale el semel liwai uringi mun semel di slide a patient more bebulang dim iwai kada to the be un sel dongok la malumang door. So that's why it's a marvelous scale. Tiabla de la Briona engineering companies and right there in Taiwan in cooperation with the hospital. The Tial Hospital Tial School has 27,000 students. The hospital has 650 beds. Uklora Shinkong, Gadala Hospital. Cedric Blensan agreement HEF Matir, Namotara Hospital, they'll send their patients El Mori. But what they really specialize in is sports medicine because they have one of the biggest sports programs. So I say, oh yeah, Team Palau is coming to play us. But they have Maltoka Championship win it, one of their expertise of sports medicine. So sometimes athletes get injured and it's good to have a good hospital for rehab. Ibang other Amrigel was there getting rehab, other Kakarosel and Blue. Toka other African Morsel Mora a rehab. Lastly, kita amna Taiwan eme ablu rakwam and bakadno ni ate level morsel graduation or UOG kita uplo mga do is commencement at the commencement ceremony din dirigan mal no sa mga model mga arsel besides our other rakwam our other Palau were the largest number of graduates. Total other Palau, I'm at 29. 20 amlar Palau. Amlar cell program and we had their graduation of Palau Mila PCC and did University of Guam graduates. And then 9 amla graduated with a class. It was really good to see them and encourage. Of course, I message more graduates. I say, commercial maigal degree kami maskuliw. Di ngari aliw lumutan more Belal. No sa other Belara. Klisi el Malaysia Rabalwadal in nation building. Sergasus, I give limit other Belau. Of course, I get a question other Belau. Tamna sorry no sa militaring magara sila blur Belau. Of course, we gave them updates. Raya direl to tulgelo sa helder Belau mga makasoy. Seldi walan nga sa lang kada. Ng samlol si sak, le samlol makar. Di sel dia kacam luliang wadak tape le orang hari undi segi dah kira kaya seori lo asem kerana help per adam wala kalau sih sebagai kita rab dengir al serab dengir kita malang mogol toka adonga le ngalak ragil kira mang eso adal muru of course osis ba wadagol magel rom dia kacam lungi rab dengir just to note, the 375 graduates at UOG this year was the largest graduating class at UOG. Angel President Ulasan kasi tiang amot maktir matigil na graduate ra fall, and this year there's almost 600 students that graduated at UOG. So it's been a big year for them. Matamal, of course, in Toka programs. One of the things that I was impressed about 4 years ago, UOG started an engineering program, and they had 20, I think almost 30 graduates in engineering this year. So another opportunity more for outside in CMLA engineering. The good news at Yagid, ako mesra graduate tra education, taman milam kasam narsel graduate. Ulgum trigel ngalged 20 graduate in education. We have to really congratulate and thank them for being committed to be teachers. Kidam dingin say all around the world, and there's a shortage of teachers. We have to support our teachers. We have to let them know that we really appreciate what they're doing. A lot of times, I say, "Ang ama de kalo ya tukar bela lang sense aul." No, ngomur ablay. Gidel parents, gidel ro siya kala ang gidel malaka de blame our sensei. Let's support our teachers. But we got to work together as a team. It takes all of us. Kita diragal madingin say a supplemental budget. Of course, yung mla sa Senate, mla mora House, kita mla smao daigel mlengal sa sele Jen. I hope para other House am lames daigel lontid hopefully kita mla clarify para other House am momes. Agureng so sel alsil sira fa bokla ka tom la ringa second reading, so hopefully hindi mri adan mga yung mga sel adan mri adal sani ya tara a deadline do to mesinga gira the sani era May 30th. Ela ka sani era May 30th. Yung ari atelle the lusra 2.5 million. While you do the compact while revert and matras fund that's why it's important to pass. And I've been talking to the OEK leaders for so hopefully they see the sense of urgency. May Dori a Friday. So I will be going. Ang floor leader a Senate, imora other house. Agimora a Blue Rashaval. I was invite together other Chaval, Prime Minister mo attend their cell. The most future of Asia Nikkei summit. Gidamo luk mo muna do gira sustainable use of the oceans and marine resources. Mangaria segment tergidra ang walurio. Akmal di mo ra marara tutarak luol elmong, and then I return on a Friday. Mang tirigal di May, and piawal ako team kamangal time lagi sa kami May, and then I have to go to 2 events. One ang national disaster event. It's not a natural disaster happening. A national disaster resilience preparedness. Blue Geneva. Tamlas kaya and Madadu as head of state. So akmora Geneva se morira June 4 the maktime mroga mandera tuta kamral mora Geneva. From Geneva I have to go attend the United Nations Ocean Conference at Nice, Blue Economy Summit that's happening in Monaco. So kadingara Geneva mora France mora Monaco. After say return and the return stop para Los Angeles. Ngalagay ka mo graduate the college, and then I'm also speaking at their commencement. So mumre ka yigid, and then I'll be back June 18. So I'm sure ito ka question. Magpwede mo stop sa yigid, ba yung alam mo kung mo gira question, ning amo 3 weeks hindi ka na press conference.
Sulla Presidente, welcome back. The clarification executive order di misal talaga bunch and dial mo get into the trust fund because that's also investment. Would it overlap?
Oh no, it covers all of that. Sila office of course, the Ministry of Finance, account for the investments here, whatever money that we have invested. And we have the trust fund, but we also, in the normal operations of government, and we also have cash. Sometimes, so the strategy, they checking account and they don't earn interest. So there needs to be an active management to make sure that we're investing and not just sitting on money. So, they're not issuing issuing our savings bond, debt management and investment office. So lang ang clarification.
The Minister of Young Mukmera game the update to kasing facilitating and all the facilities ready and most of the game.
Di amsulang yung awak lang wise a facility already sellable start a game, a mini games. Kita alas talang artian nga kada uluay sila siya Dr. Talea, Chairman Talea, akamikira mini games, madira kal contractors, obviously kita a CIP, at makalawdor and make sure ay kal facility already sa lomula game, June 29. June 29.
So the tax.
Malungil tutaw President Mark Cabinet kami argid congratulations Minister Olgarira. Mla confirm malumara so you're gonna do an awesome job. Congratulations. President Kamle sign yourself proclamation ra tialbil ra tora tobacco industry. Sel toreng sarabaluwing malmol mal ngaringar ultrawa aigal e-cigarette and that was again refillable and ding $100 per refill. Mangoraswa the local was alsum kata la namo de halgire del loltaraw ngaramandi malmol mal ngaringid ngara a black market tergidel for some reason and it's a money making business that sel toreng sir abay namo get into that teleng algong $100 per refill mang kata oy kata mal plakar mo tertial to hindi gora di suakal gora ngua ahensi kal
So lang Chena, betul kaya kita merrob, wasan dia kerja dengan blue belau, tukar drugs, same issue. So of course aral sorry meru ladal dengan la ading ari. Baik mo tial sa Ministra Justice ngai dan dia tilong agar mana henjini kira ter tukar wasan. Magara increase enforcement and how do we dia dictate yang. Also mo kami we need to report them. So our law enforcement can go track them down. Chula.
Manungil tutaw ako ma'am sa uli kachena wise aktire kalung nga abung makureng se kung maring ay gagawin for underground operations involving illegal sales e-cigarettes and vaping. So we will definitely prioritize ringin mo one area that requires daily and constant enforcement. There's a component where cell division and narcotics and they can oversee tobacco, vaping. So we will prioritize ringin yang kada understand na sin protocol ang ringin protocol target tira ngayaska. So it's definitely a priority. Maknanog ringin ang ringin function ng ginil mo ringin justice. So we will work with partners, tax office and other relevant agencies addressing.
Minister, halati ko, sera, ngoram lang nga invitation and lo attender sa public hearing ra takmor, and laringir nga raraba. Goram mildungal waseng, batol adara paluwal, milu sa mora IQPB, di dia ka response namotelal rakal ubang buila. Mang kawa appoint rara board ra IQPB manggora ti iswa del nguwaw da swemeleng seldoreng sirar baby rar atin tablol malu salmong ending gorawal meuda either completely dia ka reply dia ka hensi okore of course ang laringiya amlo do ore melgol waseng kadadi blakatak ladong da rar adara IQPB le permit ta issue den mora Mr. EROB ang malsukum sa ML ngartyang ebay so di malbol blakatak kalwase kang issue mora Minister EROB ang niya Ministera MPII ele nga hamla apla permit ta IQPB eblool sel sukum let's say katong alone rabang get hindi akal award tial permit den mora to award nin mora adal wayal sumang blik ang mora Jennifer Sugiyama akoratral wasing maybe say uleng ka ka ministera MPI ay kal contract mo through ra government mang alsum sa ML gorati explainer say gidel permit ra takmora anggar elmlora claim melgora mo blakatak leen ang pending permit ra mora selguk takmora ngararada.
Diam saule genera ager galuror sera lomul a vice president lo al time sera ko temel vice president tra administration mga saw enya ko ne assign madala belaw lo kung kela Amerigel Aigal project sera ko pensis pa administration a WIPS ra 2021 en guk ne assign kidal mo o ngu say kidal ngaral mang kodulo mo loader el guk continue router al mere lang ngway say kida ay gero will application mora IQPD legal project attack more malboringa future project et merigidel giredel make sure was allo udar Palau ma processor gid agirel motirak la kumda sende kal kle ka mga kal iarel meuda processor IQPB akumda sing igel telentingil auror maluben telentingil process dongot mo klega adakal dokora hutsul project direkal dakal sebedel wasing military ramrigel ang other ramrigel matokora kardi i-rubber stamp a process malubeng application ng maran hindi akong girel nga rin due process ang makatmokla kukom subela IQPB material self part tara process sel merar atarapalu el maker of the swir malubeng ni dil interested tira igal project seguida agora process and rustring lang
so kalogay minister wase el ang ngaring itial renovation raigal school al marael dorreng se ekdorre terngiling June 29 of course our athletes al amos tatan meraw era said date manggora mal Russia urior ekotokora diorre at makora wonder wase sab edel assure the investment tergi del wasya quality ra renovation at imongil basulel dia ka koramom matargakling sir klol uller sera sabato nga niya imod school klengalak karngi et mga sparebel nga hadyak adara da iksang andi experiencer nga kal marulad la yung di halungi la mong ospereb sel loul. Makora di suwa kal di ngwag do suem lo ase adara CIP quality ra inspector CIP to make sure lo ase ngungi la quality ra renovation ra school maigal infrastructural tongot mok la.
Diak kamal المساولة إجدا روغويل أدل جيرد دي مدالا إيجا البراجيكت ترى أقبل من تركيد لإيجا سيرفيسز المرار أدرا بلو روغويل براجيكت أنغاريني إيجا الكنديسيون ما ستاندرد ما لول السيل مساين ريني غومار أدرا CIP إنجيرم لو تيراك لإيجا روغويل لول سيل Malsuko mangaringi amo tergak luror gumda sugele bolak. Di kada malas marada si IPL dia ka adal. The sign of raurelele el incomplete mal ube blaringa tergak. Kam dengi le kadire kalau kedara ora tete lauror experience kaum. Endi seguida dia kal sebedel adara si IPL mo sign of auror el dimna kal complete mal ube tol tirak laigel ni al auror makat mok lam. Engia egida malmol mara aurora taima adire kal lol gedang endi al aurora girel motirak regardless el wase time is not on our side or on our side.
Yeah, the legal just under contract they have a 1-year warranty. Malsum more problem within that 1 year and getting more replace it. So, for example, us probably will see the problem within a year. So.
President Kokora, Gomlara state visit at Taiwan, Yaguring Circle share Agora trip per commute. Ekonomi sabi bira special advisor Jenkins sama dengan waya St. John's tar ngalge del descender tim na yisel gora mlega debit program el gata sendar ngalge del mora high school el mora boarding school akora kamang adu yakora orang circle president maybe altang asabe del gora alia al adu el gora di sual ngau do swem lo ase la asabe del sendar ngalge del mora boarding school at Taiwan. Kora since ngay tial relationship ratay nga kara college dia ka kora sabiel la education al guk mo omes el alia boarding school like kautial masado ase 8 to 5 mal intensa o sis akla kam dengel wase Taiwan tiay del gora o wudigra sinama Taiwan tanamo omes el mobile chips raigal togora AI mangaral mora Vietnam mora tarabaluleng Tiria maruringi makora sinseng tokora mal advance at tokora technology. Engora di sual gamanga adu telu kamal alu sulwase maybe sabi edel gora omu la gora boarding school ra high school. Siya gora di.
So Triga Cell School doesn't have a boarding school. They have the day school. So you have to stay with somebody. And I think abay tigal adra tayo abay amas sa makal center ng ligin merbelan mas school. And I think that's a even better opportunity for us. Lel suma ng ligira ng tayo mga school belaw and by help rigid upgrade the school. Tamen mem suba to ram rigel let's say amal sorry and then because tiga are good in math and science and help us school. So I think siya by klol teal lo Southern Israel mga say we need to find ways and make education tourism. So they come here, they learn English, they take science classes, they do marine biology. These are things, but we have to find a way to make sure it generates revenue. Hindi ko kasi sell may parents tira mela until 1 week and tiya partra tourism. So tourism with a purpose. Mang sila idea send the tin mo nga ang winning they don't have dorms. It's just a day school mang mo problem ra. Ang geder mo sigira mama sang tal mo take care tire tiya. Complicated. So.
El asera last week presidente medal almost 300 tel ada mitugar al mirma al adengirtir. Kita tingil wasingan ya awngil basrir martar basrir. Manggora di suat el loker kal wasingara ko raw the swim el wasing kadamlamsat tial PGST waseng namo 2 years takora o ngaringi akora osenge la government gora amo malup ta tax ra igel basic necessities ra al sukum sa ML gora share selling. Aling hamal diodoro men memel goigal voice of the voiceless mangwadi swater mo auto swimmer tila.
Sulang kita mle campaign matia mle togor mal mle klom so del la tem la campaign.
I see.
دي على هذيك كلوت الممغط تكليل واسي كده ملي غمان أمسو لو say what's the best system to implement mo bioto كده or tautringi ungile tabsul marar bekla. So let's not forget to say ngaray gel bled implement الأولى tax ngaray gel dingilu. Remember, before Alboriti albesel system, emlaya dong say gross revenue tax, narea import tax, narea income tax el pela. I see. After adability albesel tax system, ngaram na morin. Kadam lango a PGST replaces el dong saying GRT sel gross revenue tax. Namani abesel business income tax el haroring aswabay, dim nakal haroring ira before. And a tax ra before a GRT amora rogo klalo. Di what the PGST lang. A rate a tribal modon, tribal ngarwa. Dim nora rogo klalo. Mlar al sila dengi, mlar al sila aran, mlar al sila akal. Dim la kamesa. Alam no mistake kita, kada diolis rim kada arada masaran dir. Di we were paying tax on everything before. Now, selbo morul exemption, and mal mo maringa a tax office a monitor figure out what should be exempted, what shouldn't. So, ngarakadrili, kadamle implement tax refund. You know, say, pay the moon masa, the moon gaya ipingila. Ngarakadrili, 480. I'm sorry, other will be ladri go regadani, hopefully indeed, medun to. Hindi gaya part track program and help ra. Ngarakadrili, lifeline subsidy. Help particular got matar berserir, rara laran, madengi. Okay? Like first, I think first 50, 100 kilowatt or 150 is paid by the government. Maran mong. So that's abom era tax system. Ingarat program abom kat. Ayay mungkita mle moktegar kita wase. Magara bodunga chlor ar other by Miss Oisber below, mar other another below. Yedo ba say el by Monsieur or other below. And that's exactly what we're doing. Awula mo said increase out with other below again. A government another 10% in October is because we revise the tax system rigid. Mula mas ar tourist, emla mas a collectioner. Remember, sem ngapti arala a tax ra, let's say, modern tax ra. Gagidele dengi. And what happens? Ngel tourist el mere bela masel hotel el harara dengi amode gal tax. Ita mode gal tax ra alsi. Ngel gal more than 50% ragal ate galongan ngi other bela tumari ngi other angodel belu. So why would you reduce ra tax el tigen mode gal haram? Doesn't make sense. By moon meler sanglet the help tiger otros pe anges. And that's what the programs are. And I know tiam ne kamanga la debate ri ang mla so asenkyo mam lo to klilo ase net blo lulda so amraen ya a major tir other bela ase tol mol mor amraen. So I think the message is we need to find ways by help pararab mga sa ududir make sure that they can cope and probably one of the things that I get the ruler other will be negral was system ra GRT de do mesri tia sel mesam masaru neso da transparency alu betia abayo dio lo masaren mang so anyway I think I shared the story ngele turistra Europe mle ase kami ala mal chomi lo batia PGST lo dollar khargam kama 20% ra Europe mal de kabesa etagim complain la mo ay sir kamam di mo kasi
Okay, ati last tool gari ke president was ay gel Nga niya atal mletek sir nga kaya since ML Gorira President wase tial tokora solar. Omomda sa PPUsin tial inflate ta arala adengileng loser tial solar tiaka pack up battery rigid store aigal solar aigal loss. Mangora dimle aktibla sa erektimo nga karim may mang tawase it's kadalu sa millions of dollars or tial tokora solar linya ka backup power bank kalagid. Mang therefore ang laiga gay the tariff ul magata malnamuta ka aralating.
So, ngaria tablol component arala dengi. Ngaria ngara sil selme. I say that's solar. Ngaria deiser. Ela umsra deiser ngara 20 some cents a kilowatt. A solar 14 cents. Akti skay galo un mo de. Ela atrablo are correct. Sel rungul solar beskid adak dos pering rogid. Ngaria wal moit. Sel moit awar lisi kidra la solar nam dakal 14 cents ang amas al makmed al wara la deiser. Nindi kal lang nakra. If anything, it's about the same price as diesel. So, sel waseng na inflated ulin man mokloa. A cost is the cost. Abay dola sa mga nasi. Al sumun sa dal muter helper tial merio. Ablur Australia am lagongel wase. Agi mo helper kami mas kami abatteri. So, that's a program that we've been working on. Now, mereka umsu tamlak mulugidro wase we need 16 megawatts of batteries. They need to be grid-forming batteries. There's an area urol gimorul throughout Australia at that time. Hindi ka dil batteria dospe. Adiri ka dospe safety switches and other things that a system that transmission line wasn't totally ready to accept igar. Hindi ka dil solar koksay angat pa. Hindi ka solar business there's so much solar on the system now. So what we need to do is we need to get batteries. Now, we can get batteries and they will produce at 14 cents. Hindi kita manas halata nga grant, but reduce tial el medio. That's the goal. Instead of mapatiri raklu, but that would not help reduce the cost. Ala patiri dolay, may further reduce the cost tara adengiri. Siya mokte.
So lang Minister iyarang ngariya adarairan letek se masalter tial recent accidental mlaring iray wase opora press conference ang laungil opo molnita minister iyar mal sigat trirar adal mom sa seral kung man namo puto ka accident terngi di alungil level kurang arnya kurang mo claim kurang malsum sabi aktilo sa erective may gal lonti mal mom sa minister iya press conference sa kluog ebol sa pamil mom sa ser
biar sulang man sama agi akmadengel was sel rail real Alzheimer cerebral collapse sel mobdul areom sel len mobdul areom ito maintain awan lane al concrete imong sel kim dil biil elo apertak ringi man sabel malmol maltuwe aray segidal time al merel agin dir kohan segidal biset tal accident ta happen say el bigo se que take a chance al sukumar adam malmol maloya kay gelen el assign el mortir kung daswen dia ka problem le dia din single lane two lane agimne provide two lane ngel el other ride malgol wasen dia ka level duringin mo tulmo magio mesering le selgo mesering el level dia ko din kung lel other ang hotel bulo other ride
dia kom sulang President Ahmal Dilas talgarigal mlaratara adara business ase kabom garira President tulwasaigal military contract tape tax ngi ese agua di ulopong garigi
under compact rigid military exempt di ungiri al sumo tom arak klalo ra kon balir belaw, and they pay tax and they kal exempt tayo. Digel sumung di tir el may, ngai sir kon balir yuksel ngar belaw, el mru lagel military project, ay deka do don mura, deka do don tax el haro. Then director contractor mong gila blur amrigel, el kon balir, deka kon balir belang, kon balir ekre la blur belang. Triya exempt. Di el sugumo tom arak klalo al sel blur belaw, malu betos pera contractor other belaw, they have to pay.
Yeah, I'm sure the torrents mong bol plakata.
So, mrali may gadren gorger tiros pera other belaw as much as they can. Tirang need more self question nga news ko kasi malto contractor masura kan insan sa tan.
Rooters? Self-rooters?
What they ask around, so you might as well ask.
Kung sa igidal nyo sa lulgor niya mo sa self-lel question na Vice President. Diri mo kamil nga arbabal. Abang bay, if anything, also pa other deritia.
No, yun naman mo blakatakle. Blue Ram Regan, ama a system tira everything is through a bid. Di ba hihid? Mga niya process, mga rohul kung balir belawa are eligible to bid. In fact, there are other American am na motel all time sila conduct training at murado sa mga apply. Kasi, I think you've seen multiple trainings. So, it's open. Tialan mer belaw. So, like everybody, every company, you try. Hindi ka lukura nga niya, secret contract, like president, mga secret contractor, mga surang and no. Kaya mal transparent na process rin. So, hindi mo na sukal clarify sa iyo.
They get them registered.
They get them registered sa mga process that you have to go through. But they've come and they've trained. Mato ka na trabela na mo, contractor ay. Tamsa other sell amount, although the may trabela 43 million. Hotel, ma. But anyway. So.
President, tawara po tamrega kumla, nganya atal nga raom kasang ululgel wase. Kung dinga isel-sel algong circus, el plat poster ngira social media, madsum sab ML ko share wase, seng maral to ko, yatang fake news, ang algong nga circus.
Well, I do know, lo se ngari angel, huwing kla, George Bell, el malas malara other circus, el merbelar, I think sometime in July.
Oh, okay.
So, hopefully, ang ngila na I think that's siya plan ng mga. So, they reach out to meron nga kalo, kasi hindi mo lakrali, kasi malula to activity summertime, so, hindi ko kasi namoto ko, we'll have to ask him, but, kapong, masuk ka lang ang best information.
Sula Presidente, after al mitra ka George, limit, mangulangit tanga sura PVA ma ministry, nga nga kimergid ro sa urtir. Se dekal fake news umbral toy. Ngorio lo bangela I believe in Kel Adangara, Florida, or Guam. Sel Circus is actually performing on Guam nightly. Imlesori nga Guam perbela. El Oreo lo bangela Mr. George Bell, PVA Ministry of Security Regular Logistics.
Oh, okay.
Sorry mo mrurungi ral sila National Gym. Ito mo se dekal nga niya arm. Gigil ko acrobat sa mga shows sila. Hindi ako expect lo sa ali advantage yan.
Malungil ali agi mi kar mera talk show. Caller sa sorry mga atu or ka makwadi ang magplat. Erek ti mo mangita message ra oyal.
I see.
Ana kapsula.
Kamo.
Presidente, mi aluso gira speech kara yu ochil misal en trio sing Trio. Siyang nga niya, if that something siyang nga niya program rebelaw and if so just
nga rebelaw nga niya send talent church, student services, upward bound. Again, ilang time and more tra PCC. So
that will affect us as well.
It will affect us. Maulang gina nalita President Trump kasi kokartel di katarogod to koy ay kam close to tell program ng merigit.
President comment nganya atal dia kam text ng laabay mo ra Minister of Justice ulwase. As President ma Minister Olga Rila malesa sel masin marula driver's license el dia kalpol 1 year in faith a printing arngi Thank you. Okay.
So lang Jen, we will look into it.
Yeah.
Actually, state governments provide a license plate, so we will work with
Driver's license.
driver's
Yeah.
license. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll look at that system and make sure. Okay.
Presidente, one nga singara whole of government approach al gidel tial maral mail games will make sure was dia ka pest, fruit flies, ants, mosquito, vape, and other illegal drugs, tobacco, and liquor cover from entering Palau gida tial dio misrar other low vape or ring someone dara the axel mol move teraro hulto ko.
Well, sarà lo multi al press conference che dolme sarà adra pieno simlarti. Gidam dingela se trigem la reach out mo trigel aigel teams ma trigel bekla adal maral mil reminder tira gidel to. So that's the prevention side. We hope lo se trigel guest gidel met mamula lude gadamla informer tir, so that's we hope for the best. Of course law enforcement ma customs te partra lil no message. Kita dekal suada mga albusra arad. That's why we warn them and let them know ahead of time. Kita, of course, sel mo sa the problem. Please, kita minister, now you have her number. You can share a number ako din color ko.
She has my number, but number nga 775-5014-24/7. Call me.
Yang malwin la pala. Vice President PNO Silva claim le announce cycle plan. So ang kalel di pled tunin waman sularo.
Yeah, dito hotel tiale bike dik pasa Special Advisor Jenkins madila announce Otrol, congratulations on Mortigel Lowell graduates. Katala mo PCC graduation. Maral me PMR el weekend. Next weekend Mizenti Michael Batokol elementary school sera Blue Bela Rower. Emmaus Petania, Palau Modak Ngay, Palau High School. Iso kalau mutial tial congratulate tire. Edik mutial sa Minister Advisor Jenkins. Dil update tiri dari graduation madai termerani. Sula.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Sometimes the important things get washed away, and these are very important dates for the kids. We'll be having our graduation week and promotion week will be the week of June 3rd through the 6th. On Tuesday, the 3rd, will be the schools of JFK, Palau, and Angaur. All of these are in the morning. And the next day, June 4th, will be Ngurlong, Ngurtmao, Ngurard, Aimalig, Ngaramnungoy, Ibobang, and Malakiok, all on Bubbled Up, of course. And then the last day for the middle school promotions will be on Thursday, the June 5th, Munes, George B. Harris, Carroll Elementary School, and I Wright Elementary School. The big one, of course, is the high school graduation, which will be held on June 6th in the morning, which is on Friday. And this year will be held in the PCC auditorium. And thank you to Dr. Talay for helping make that possible.
Kaya ko rin sira principal Harry Samlarita.
Yes, I've tried everything I can think of to keep him, but he's going to retire. Yeah. Yes.
You bring up an important point. The retirement age at Ablur Velau, 65. I mean 60. Anam le wilu da surang aramuling radam le mre dan man. Dira dira man sisi abdi sil kamang alurior. Actually, in mereng principal Harris as well retire, and we should let people retire. But diri orang ada sorry continue logro. Result tanda makadera kadamara pension as extend. Diri orang ada pension. Dosa na mo time dosa pension. That time worked at 65. Na mo dali limited 60. Tiga digam sisi up there the time work.
Ada Congress sa Blue America la mo 70, 80.
By then 80
years old.
Anyway. So yeah, isulang. Malway se dirigal bodolak kertigel uktira insurance government trigger rabek silse to gobet silse tira al silse. So there's tiagona tedi terung border tira al silse in May 27. Ngare adla in France ngara hospital ngara nursing ma delina kapokol. Kadirigal class of 85. Food service MOE. So, happy birthday. Kuman masulang. Happy President's Day. Happy early President's Day lang next weekend. Adios sa lawan mo mula makaltanga travel wath, marbek la other belaw, kuman masulang. Ma, annex la raswes.